The MACC has filed a civil forfeiture suit against 41 entities and individuals, including former Domestic Trade, Cooperatives and Consumerism Minister Datuk Sri Hassan Malik, Habib Jewels, Jakel Trading and Naza Quest Auto in a bid to recover 270 million ringgit related to 1MDB. Chief Commissioner Latifah Koya says the funds all came from the personal bank account of former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Razak. The bulk of it, 212 million ringgit, was disbursed to various Umno divisions and branches. The other recipients include MCA, right-wing group Pekida and Yayasan Permata Malaysia, of which Najib's wife, Datin Sri Rosmah Mansor, was the patron. The MACC is also setting up a separate task force to recover about $5 billion or 20.75 billion ringgit worth of foreign assets linked to SRC International and 1MDB. According to Latifah, so far Putrajaya has recovered 919 million ringgit worth of assets related to the state fund. The MACC expects to record a statement from ex-Defence Minister Datuk Sri Hisham Hussein over the controversial land swap deals involving his ministry and struck during his tenure. MACC Deputy Chief Commissioner Operations Datuk Sri Azam Baki says the anti-graft agency had already taken a statement yesterday from former DPM Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, who also served as Defence Minister in the past. Azam also did not rule out the possibility of summoning former PM Datuk Sri Najib Razak to give his statement on the issue. Last February, the Defence Ministry under the new ruling government revealed that the government had lost more than 500 million ringgit in dubious land swap deals since 1997. FGV Holdings believes it will remain on track to become a high-performing company even if the other shareholders agree to return the land managed under the land lease agreement with parent company Felda. FGV notes that it still owns all its mills and refineries, which are strategically located near the land under the LLA, which means fresh fruit bunches from these tracts would still have to be processed at FGV's mills for logistical and economic reasons. In a letter to shareholders, FGV Chairman Dato' Azhar Abdul Hamid also explained that 2/3 of the fresh fruit bunches processed at its mills are sourced from independent third parties and smallholders, including Felda settlers. Therefore, he believes consistency of supply is secure. And should the need arise, the group is prepared to accelerate its downstream business. As of May, its fresh fruit bunch production stood at 1.8 million metric tons. To recap, FGV has a total land bank of 439,725 hectares, of which some 351,000 hectares are leased from Felda. It pays its parent company 248 million ringgit a year for the lease. Manufacturing automation solutions provider Eyestone Group is seeking to list its shares on the ACE market of Bursa Malaysia next month at an indicative price of 16 cents apiece. The tentative listing date is July 17, 2019. The Johor-based firm plans to raise some 39.1 million ringgit, of which 35% will be used to repay its borrowings. The rest of the proceeds from the IPO will be used for the construction of a new design and development centre, capital expenditure, process and product development, and to cover the estimated listing expenses. At an indicative price of 16 cents per share, this will give the company a market capitalisation of 195.4 million ringgit. Eyestone is offering 244.3 million new shares for sale. About 61.1 million are for public subscription, 12.2 million for its eligible directors and employees, 48.9 million for private placement to selected investors, and another 122.2 million to identified Bumiputra investors. In FY17, Eyestone turned in a net profit of 8.2 million ringgit, up 73% year-on-year, while revenue grew 40% to 60.4 million ringgit. Container ship operator MTT Shipping is reportedly weighing an initial public offering on Bursa Malaysia that could raise about 250 million ringgit. Citing people familiar with the matter, Bloomberg reports that the company is working with advisors and is aiming to list on the domestic stock exchange next year. It says that according to Alpha Liner Ranking, a global reference on liner shipping, MTT has 9 ships with a total of 12,049 20-foot equivalent units as of March. Its sources say discussions are still ongoing and the talks may not necessarily result in a deal. In an emailed response to Bloomberg, Clarice Ong, MTT Director for Corporate Affairs, said the company is considering what would be an appropriate route after working with various parties on funding options. She added that the board will make a decision in the very near future.